Hello, everyone. Good evening, guys.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, guys. We're gonna wait until 8:07, so maybe another 3 minutes for everyone else to join. Así que vamos a esperar un ratito. We're gonna wait until 8:10, guys. Hasta 10, mientras arreglo unas cositas de la llamada and de modo, bueno, a modo de esperar for everyone else to join. 2 minutitos más. Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start. While I share this on YouTube, me pueden ir contando more or less what they told you about the speaking part of the exam, what type of tasks there are, how much time you have. Cayetano, what did they tell you about the 2 types of speaking tasks?
We have 2 types, the independent and I don't remember the other, but the independent is some topics that you need to choose if you are agree or disagree about. For example, read books in digital or physics. And the another one, I don't remember the name, but it's about written conversation, I don't remember, and listening and conversation for example, in conversation in a class. And after that, you need to explain about the topic.
All right. Yes, exactly. There are 2 types. The independent, they just give you a simple question and you give your response. You give your opinion, if you agree, if you disagree, and you have 15 seconds to prepare your response and 45 minutes to speak. So más o menos esa cantidad de tiempo tienen que estimate when you're giving your answer. And for the other ones, yes, they are two types of integrated tasks. Some have you listen to a conversation or a lecture, and they also make you read a text and you have to give your answer based on that. But today we're going to see just the independent type, which is the type where they just give you a statement and you have to answer. So in general, since this is like really, they're simple statements, but siempre ayuda tener sus apuntes o algo para ordenar sus ideas. So have a little piece of paper or something you can write down your ideas on, or you can make a structure on. Eso. Do you guys have any questions before we start? No? Okay. So kind of follow the structure that they give you, poner your opening statement and then your supporting ideas. Razón uno, razón dos, y su cierre. We're gonna go ahead and give it. And I don't know if maybe you've seen some of these already, tal vez ya han visto alguno en sus clases teóricas, así que si nos topamos con uno que ya han visto, tell me please so we don't repeat exercises. Yeah. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to read, all of us, we're going to read the question. We're going to take 15 seconds to prepare. Todo el mundo, right? Van, preparan su respuesta, tienen más o menos una estructura de lo que van a decir, and then I'm going to call on anyone randomly. So es importante que todos tengan su respuesta lista. Okay? Camila, can you please read the question, or read the first question, please?
Of course, in the right or in the left?
This part, this highlighted part, just this.
Okay. Some parents educate their own children at home. Others insist that their children should be sent to school. Which way of learning do you think is preferable and why?
Okay, which do you think is preferable and why? I'm going to give you guys 15 seconds to prepare your response. Vayan pensando y ahí está. All right. Does anyone want to share their response? Or do I call on someone? Sacrificio voluntario? No.
I can.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. All right, so you have 45 seconds to speak. Me dices cuando estás listo y empezamos.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so your 45 seconds start now.
Okay, I definitely believe that the best way to educate your children is sending them to school. First of all, the main reason I think that when you are at school, you are able to make a lot of friends, to know a lot of people, and to relate with a different kind of people of your age and different ages. And I think that's a good point. And in addition, for example, my brother has a friend that he studies at home, and he doesn't have the option to make so many friends.
All right, good. How do you feel with your answer? Did you feel nervous at any points? Did you manage to say everything you wanted to say?
Almost. I didn't feel nervous, but maybe sometimes I find some difficult to find the words to connect my ideas
Mm-hmm.
because I have good ideas before I start, but sometimes when you are talking, that you are a bit disorganized.
Yeah, your ideas kind of se dispersan.
Yes.
The structure helps with that. Like right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys, la estructura les ayuda a armar toda esa información que necesitan. And I think you structured it very well. You gave us plenty of information. You gave us a good reason. You gave us solid examples for that, good arguments for that. And you ended with an example of someone you know, which I think is really un buen sazón. Kind of like your answer is un plato de comida, ¿no? Entonces you have to make it very, very completo, rico, nutritivo, qué sé yo. So adding little things like a personal example from your experience, from something you know, aparte de que es algo que saben muy bien porque lo han vivido, entonces pueden hablar con todo el conocimiento, sí siento que le da más solidez a una respuesta. So that little example at the end, I think was great. Time management, o sea, igual no se te ha ido el tiempo en ningún momento, no te ha faltado tiempo tampoco, so I think the time is okay. Yeah, I would have started a little stronger. No, I think at the beginning you kind of sounded a little unsure, but starting off with a stronger opinion, no es como que la intro a todo lo que vas a decir, así que tiene que ser un poco más, a little more confident.
Okay.
Okay, but other than that, good use of vocabulary, good structure. Yeah, I think it was an overall good answer. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. Liliana, would you like to share your answer?
Of course, teacher.
All right. Your 45 seconds start now.
Okay, I think the best way for learning is in the school because the teachers learn how to explain, how to train the kids. And I think this is well. And the other reason is because they can be friends, and the friends are very important in our life. For example, when I was a kid, I have one friend, but now I'm more social, and I have more friends, and this is good for me and for my brothers too in this experience. For this, I prefer a school that the educating the home.
All right. How do you feel, Liliana? Did you get nervous? I kind of feel at the end que se te estaba sobrando tiempo and you were like, ¿qué digo? How did you feel?
Yes, I feel the time as very large. Yes, but I didn't listen the alarm, so for this, but it's okay. I feel well. I
Yeah.
feel so nervous, but no a lot.
Okay, I think you did manage to give us all your arguments. I feel the first one quedó un poco suelto. I think it was kind of on its own there, pero como has manejado bien tu tiempo, como has dado tu ejemplo también al final, I think que se resuelve. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like un poquito de estructura, but other than that, I think it was really good. Very confident response overall, even though at the end you were kind of a little like lost in your ideas, you kept going. You were very confident with it. Yes, what? Whenever you get nervous, guys, no dejen que eso les pare, así de verdad, porque van a perder van a perder el tiempo que tienen. So if you're nervous, it's better to keep going, or if it's really bad, take a moment to stop and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Les toma un segundo decirlo, and you continue with your answer. So eso les calma un poco ustedes y demás. And it also rellena un segundo de tiempo si les falta cosas que decir. Another tip for a closing statement would kind of be cuando no sientes que te sobra tiempito, ¿no? And you're kind of looking for a way to close it. You can paraphrase your opening idea. So if you start by saying, I think that children are better educated when they go to school. That's your opening statement, right? You can end with, so it's for all of this that I feel children have a better learning experience at school rather than at home. Has dicho exactamente lo mismo, pero lo has parafraseado. Puedes encontrar palabras en la pregunta también. Intentar parafrasear el mismo statement que te hacen, ¿no? So you can just say, I feel children have a better experience when they learn at school. And eso. Entonces igual es un truco de la vida para cuando se les acaban un poco las ideas en pleno hablar. Okay, so one more for this question. Camila, do you want to share your answer for this one?
Sure.
All right, your 45 seconds start now.
Okay, I definitely believe that studying in the school and learning in the school is better than learning house and educate their children in house, because I think that we can do a lot of friends in school and we can grow as a person and in other forms. However, in our house we had a lot of distractions, like our cell phones and maybe our family, and it's good because I think that education in school is better than education in home.
All right, good. How do you feel with your answer, Camila?
I think that yes, I have more ideas, but I don't know how to say it in this moment. But I think that it's no bad at all.
Yeah, I think you gave very good arguments. You followed the structure very well. It's just justo eso. I think when there are too many ideas, hay que aterrizar. Para eso ayuda la estructura, ¿no? Para organizarlos un poco mejor. But other than that, I think it was good. Just a few little grammar observations that I've seen in some of your speakings as well. When we talk about things in general in English, like, I don't know, el dinero en general or el colegio en general, in Spanish, we use an article, right? El colegio, la escuela, el dinero. In English, we don't. When it's general, no hay artículo, no hay el the. So en vez de, it's better for children to go to the school, it would just be, it's better for children to go to school. Sin el artículo. Besito. And in vocabulary, this little part, when you said it's better for children to learn at school than at their house, I think a better way to say that would be home. Learning at home. ¿No? Porque un poco esa distinción en el inglés, como que home es el hogar, todo el ambiente de tu casita, pero el ambiente kind of, and the house is the physical building, el edificio de tu casa. So ambiente de casa y casa edificio. So en este caso sería más como que ambiente de casa, at home. Eso.
Yeah,
Thank you, Camila. All right. And now we're going to move on to the next one of these. Igual les han debido decir mucho que los conectores son muy poderosos. El vocabulario es muy poderoso. Especially in the speaking part, I think you sound more natural and better prepared when you really know how to use your connectors and your vocabulary. Entonces, les recomiendo que busquen, les han debido decir ya, look for essay connectors, conectores de ensayo on Google, and give those a look, because it's always better to say things like regardless, therefore, in conclusion, on the other hand, en vez de because, so le da un poco más de sofisticación. Okay, next one. Joaquin, can you please read the question?
Okay, Some believe it is important to learn as many foreign language as possible. Others believe that speak one or two language fluently is enough.
Perdí un cacho tu conexión de internet ahí, pero sí, the ending. Yeah. The end of the question is, which do you think is preferable and why? Between learning as many foreign languages as possible or just two? So esa es la pregunta. I'm going to give you guys 15 seconds starting now. Vayan armando sus respuestas. All right. Cayetano, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so your 45 seconds to answer start now.
In my opinion, I believe that only required to know one or two language. Why? Because learn language requires too much time to learn because you need to go to the school and read books, try to practice with other people the language that you want to learn. For the other reason, that you need to speak at least two languages is the work, because in my case, I need to speak in English and some meetings, and my native language is Spanish. So I try to learn English. So this is my point of view.
All right. Thank you, Cayetano. How did you feel with your answer? You te has debido pasar por unos maybe 3 segundos de tiempo.
I feel good. I take note about my point of view. Some arguments that I think about the topic.
What does your structure look like, more or less? ¿Cómo es tu estructura? Do you have an opening idea and then maybe 2 examples or 2? ¿Cuáles son los puntos que tenías anotados?
In this case, I wrote the first my position, two language at least, and the second one I need requires a lot of time because in this moment I spend time in this class. So if you try to learn, I don't know, French or Italian, you need more time in order to learn this language. This was my example, and the next one is about the job, because actually I am working in an enterprise that some meetings is required to speak in English. So this is what my example in the second segment.
I felt the first one was there, but maybe not fully developed. The idea that it takes time to learn a new language. ¿No? Ese era tu argumento. Estaba presente, se entendió, estaba ahí argumentado, but I feel it was a little lacking information, I think. So maybe a little bit more of information in that part. And creo que es un poco más dividir mejor cómo has estructurado tu tiempo en toda la respuesta. I would have given most of the time to developing this idea, que ahorita nos has dicho un montón de cosas, ¿no? Que aprender French and Italian or German requires a lot of time because of the university, and a lot of ideas that were there that you didn't really give in your response. And then maybe just the last part of it could have been this example that in your work, you need to speak in English in some meetings and So un poco manejar mejor el tiempo de tus respuestas. But very fluid, very confidently delivered, and good use of vocabulary and connectors too. Es un poco más el tiempo overall, but I think other than that, it was really good.
Thanks.
Thank you, Cayetano. Okay, next, Adrián, do you want to answer this one?
Okay.
All right, espérate, pongo tus 45 segundos, and there you go.
Okay. Some maybe some people would love to learn a lot of foreign languages, but on the other hand, I think and I believe that speaking one or two foreign languages is enough, as long as those languages are important in most of the countries in the world nowadays. Um, in addition, learn foreign languages take a lot of time to the person who wants to do that. So I think that you must have a lot of time to do that kind of preparation.
Okay, good. Very good use of structure. Ahí es más claro. Ahí ves donde it really helps to use the structure, no? Because your ideas were very clearly stated. Opening idea, your first reason, which is very well developed, very complete. No le cambiaría nada. And the second reason, that it takes time. So structure-wise, I think it's perfect. A little bit, el segundo lo hubiera dado un poco más, maybe un ejemplito chiquitito to throw in there. Because I felt que ahí un poco te empezaste a like
Sí.
stutter a bit, kind of look for more ideas. So una opción ahí para el ejemplo del final could have been giving a little example or giving a closing statement that envolvía todo. But other than that, I think the structure was very well understood. All the information was complete. So genial.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one of these. Hasta el momento, ¿alguna pregunta? Any advice you want to ask for? How do you feel about the 15 seconds? ¿Sienten que les alcanza los 15 to plan out your ideas? Or do you feel kind of pressured?
Yes, also.
Yeah, it's kind of
think
getting...
good question.
It's a little short, I know, but it's kind of a matter of aprender cómo funciona tu propio cerebro, kind of like learning hacks through practice. Once you learn how you write down your ideas, cómo haces tú tus apuntes, cuáles son tus ideas principales, and practicing with the time, especially, ponerse su cronometrito and time yourself, it's practice. It's really practice, guys. Okay, so this one. Liliana, can you please read the question?
Some believe that a high salary is the most important factor when choosing a job. Others believe that loving what you do is a more significant factor. Which do you think is preferably and why?
Okay, which is preferable and why? Your 15 seconds start now. Okay. Joaquin, do you want to share your response?
Okay, teacher.
All right. Your 45 seconds start now.
Okay, loving that you do is better because you will do your job better, and it's will open some opportunities for something that do you like. Also, you have to consider it what the salary of the thing that you love. But I think if you do it for love, is don't care the salary is so important.
Okay, you have 4 seconds left. Okay, how do you feel with your answer? ¿Nos puedes decir un poco cuáles eran tus puntos en tus apuntes o cómo tenías planeado?
No,
Así.
I mentioned all of my points. All right, it's only 15 seconds to
It's okay.
write, but I think that I do good for 15 seconds. It's okay, but I can explain more if.
Así puntual, digamos, en los apuntes que hiciste, what was your reason A, reason B, o tus dos puntitos que anotaste? Or more or less, what did you have written down?
Do your work better.
Okay.
And you don't be boring.
Okay, that's a very good point. I think that's a rare, very rich argument. I feel that they were there, la estructura estaba presente, but they were lacking a little bit of information. Maybe you could have given a more precise example or added a little argument in the first reason. That was you do your job better when you enjoy what you're doing. So I don't know. Así lanzas for example, a doctor who is unhappy with his job may be a risk to patients or may put his patients' lives in danger. And especially with very personal questions like this, I feel the second example, you could have really given examples, or the second reason you gave, the second argument, you could have given more examples from your experience. No sé si has tenido alguna experiencia laboral o, bueno, las aspiraciones que tienes for your work life. Kind of things like that. It's always better to take from your personal experience or give examples from that because, bueno, ya les dije, les da sazoncito y les da de qué hablar porque conocen el tema. So you could have added, I don't know, my uncle, aunt, dad, quien sea en mi familia is an anthropologist, no sé. And it doesn't make much money, but she's very happy with her job and she feels satisfied, blah, blah, blah. Pero eso, estructurarlo un poco mejor en los puntos. Por eso les digo, es saber cómo funciona su propio cerebro. Porque cuando ya sabes cómo vas a armar tus respuestas, puedes anotar así. Punto, rindes mejor en tu trabajo. Y ya sabes qué vas a explicar ahí. Siguiente punto, mi tía es antropóloga. Y ya sabes qué vas a explicar ahí. Listo, no necesitas más en tus apuntes. So, eso. I feel a little bit more information could help the ideas. But other than that, the delivery was very good, confident. Yes, so good job, Joaquin. Thank you. One more person to answer this. Camila, share your answer for this one, please.
Okay.
All right, your 45 seconds start now.
I'm convinced that loving what you do is more significant factor in when you're choosing a work, because if you like your work, you can climb the position with time and patience. And I think that with this passion, you can achieve your salary of your dreams. In the other hand, I think that the money isn't the most important thing. And in my personal experience,
Go ahead and finish your idea. ¿Qué querías decir?
I think, okay, in my personal experience, I think that if we do our work in that we love, we never give up. It's the thing that I
Okay.
can say.
All right. I think that was a good closing idea. but o sea, ahorita nos vas a
What is
explicar
that?
mejor cómo lo has dividido. But I feel the first argument was very, very well structured, very complete. O sea, todo lo que necesita es ser un argumento. I think it was very good. The second one, te ha comido un poco el tiempo, which is why I think you got a little nervous at the end y te ha fallado el tiempo. But con un poco más de tiempo, igual hubiera sido una respuesta muy completa, los dos puntos. I think it's just a matter of time. To measure time better is, como les digo, pónganse cronometrito y practíquenlo. But other than that, the use of vocabulary, your arguments, I love that you kind of included both options, como que te da elegir entre un salario y un trabajo que amas, and you're like, but if you love your job enough, you can get a high salary with your job. So that's an original opinion. I love it. Eso, solo el tiempo, un cacho de medir cuánto va a tomar tu primer argumento, cuánto va a tomar tu segundo argumento. But other than that, wonderful. Good.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. And we're going to do one more of these. Okay. Adrian, can you please read the statements? Well, sí, tell us the question, please.
Okay. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Why or why not? Use details and examples to support your answer. For learning job skills, workplace training is better than a university education.
Okay, so you guys have 15 seconds to prepare. Sorry. Okay. All right, your 15 seconds start now. Okay. For this one, ahora que hemos hecho varias rondas de práctica, does anyone want to share their answer voluntarily?
Okay,
I
me
can
too.
go.
Ay, no sé quién habló
Go ahead.
primero.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna give it to Liliana, okay?
Okay,
Lo escuchó un poco antes.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Uy, espérate de dar tus 45 segundos. Ya. Ahora sí, your 45 seconds start now.
Okay, I prefer use detail and example for support better my idea or my answer, because I think that when you have some idea but you don't have examples, the people don't understand you. What do you want to say? Not exactly what do you want to say your ideas. And for my example, when I have a exposition in my school, I do examples, my personal examples, and the people can understand me very well. And for this, I prefer use examples and details because are necessary too.
Okay. The question though was here in this part. En realidad pide que if you agree or disagree with this part of the statement. For learning job skills, workplace training is better than a university education.
Teacher, I can read this.
No lo podías leer o.
No, I forget. I didn't.
Oh
say.
yeah, sí, don't worry. It's 8 de la noche. Nuestros cerebros están un poco.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens. Don't worry. Okay. So Cayetano, can you give us your answer, please, para esta?
Okay.
Okay, and your 45 seconds start now.
Yeah, I agree with learning job skills in the workplace because you have a better environment to know some stuff. For example, you have in the university, you can't interact with the clients or users. You only know the theoretically some stuff. Why you need to do this one, or you need to do this code or something like this. In my case, I learned a lot in my work training because
Go ahead, finish your idea. ¿Qué querías decir?
okay, okay. My work I learned a lot because I started to interact with some users. They share what is the main problem, and they to get some solutions, and I try to develop these areas. So in the university, only focusing exercise and minimum exercise.
Okay. All right, good. How do you feel with your answer?
I had a lot areas, but when I started to talk, I forgot some points that I want to talk to because was relevant for me for this topic, but I don't know.
I think,
sometimes happens.
yeah, I could tell you started off very strong. Your first argument was very, very complete, very well argumented. You gave plenty of points, wonderful use of vocabulary. So hasta como que 3/4 del asunto, it was perfect. And then I feel you started to maybe repeat ideas a little. The example you were going to give about your personal work experience, meterla un poco antes para que te entre dentro del tiempo would have been perfect. Like I think around the middle, you started to redundar ideas un poquito, como que después de que ya estaba muy bien argumentado todo el primer argumento, valga la redundancia, you were kind of like a little buscando palabras ahí, ¿no? There, at that moment, if you would have introduced your example there, te alcanzaba el tiempo perfecto y tu ejemplo daba, ¿no? Una muestra perfecta de what your argument was. So just time management. Other than that, I think it was a wonderful example of a response. So good.
Okay.
Pero sí, guys, es un poco eso. El time is the most annoying part. Kind of, por eso, de verdad, get a timer or on your phone and estimen cuánto es el tiempo para decir tal cosa. For example, for the example you wanted to give, it was very, very complete, and you could have really expanded a long answer in that. But since you have a short amount of time, you can only say, I don't know. For example, in my experience, I didn't know anything when I started to work because I wasn't taught that in university. I only knew concepts in theory, but I had never interacted with a client. Listo, ejemplo, terminado. So kind of medirlo de la forma más chiquita posible, o bueno, la más que entre en el tiempo. Okay, one more for this question. Who would like to answer?
Me.
Okay, dale, Adrián. Your 45 seconds. Start now.
Okay, I'm convinced that if we are going to talk specifically about learning job skills, a workplace training is by far better than a university education. Because since you are in an environment where you met people that is already capable of make the tasks that you are going to do in the future. So, for example, I used to work and learn with my mom's boss, and I can surely say that it was an amazing experience, more than any other than in my university.
All right, excellent. How do you feel with your answer?
Better than last one because well, I had a lot of time to prepare it, but I felt better because I felt good with the topic because
Yeah.
I had a concrete example of that, so that helped me.
Yeah, especially for people around our age when we're, introducing ourselves to the workplace, salidos frescos de la universidad. It's this topic touches home, tenemos un montón de ejemplos para sacar.
Yes.
But yeah, wonderful introduction, good, wonderful time management, vocabulario igual, frasecitas como el by far, like this is by far the better option, blah, blah, blah. It sounds el punto perfecto, creo, entre sonar sophisticated without really sounding rebuscado, but
Mhm.
also not sounding too simple. It sounds very natural. So little phrases like that in vocabulary hace mucho. And yeah, wonderful first argument, wonderful example, solid response overall. Bien.
Thanks.
Ok, bueno, vamos a acabar con esa. And sí, ahí lo vamos a dejar for today, guys. Do you guys have any questions, comments, tips you want to ask or give? Si han visto algún truco que les facilita la vida, que quieren compartir. No questions? Okay, so
Ese sería mi trucazo. Chicos, lean bien. Bien ver comunicado.
yeah, read the instructions. De verdad. No, de verdad, porque dentro de la instruction. Yeah, sí, no, tranquis, pasa. But for real though, como les digo, pueden parafrasear su respuesta, su closing statement, leyendo la pregunta. So, de verdad, así como que búscanle 5 patas al gato a veces a la pregunta. A veces ayuda. Ok, tenía mi encuesta, pero no la encuentro. No, don't worry, Liliana. Ok, espérenme 2 segundos. No sé qué ha pasado, he perdido mi encuesta. Me voy a salir de la reunión 2 segundos, guys, y voy a volver a entrar. Porfa, no se vayan. Ahorita vuelvo a entrar para... No me aparece la encuesta. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna leave Adrián as a... No, espera. Where is it? Ok, guys, sí me voy a salir de la reunión y les mando 2 cachitos.